Today, on Be Something Wonderful, give up the struggle against 3D and be fulfilled no matter what. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. I am in Bonaire, and not Barbados, but Bonaire in the Dutch Caribbean, and we got lots going on here, but we released a big video yesterday, and I have a big one today. Before I get started, I want to again thank Shinn, Darren, and Zimena at this resort here, the Village Harbor Resort, and the crew at Pro Diver, where I'm doing my scuba with those guys. Hans and Sigrid and Alvaro. Thank you guys, thank you. I'm just enjoying all of it. Well guys, welcome back. Big video today. And the question came up that, Tom, I've been taught that suffering is necessary, that it's part of the learning, that 3D reality, we're here to learn, right? They had a coach and a teacher that was telling them that 3D reality is part of the learning experience, that you're supposed to suffer and go through these experiences. And guys, I just want to remind you, that's that person's experience. That's their reality. That's their judgments. And as when I talked to this really powerful creator, I said, that's okay, but remember, that's their viewpoint. That's their vantage point. You're not here to suffer. You're not here to learn lessons. You're here as a powerful creator to remember that you are a powerful creator, to remember your connection and your alignment and your divine heritage as source, as the one and only creator of your reality. That's why we're here. Remember, reality is reality. I am as I am, but you create the story of your experience of this allness, of this all that isness, all that you are. You create the story of that by what you focus on, by what you put your awareness on. It's not to learn lessons. It's not necessary for growth. Remember, you're all that is. You're always growing by knowing yourself from a different perspective, but none of it's necessary for growth. Growth is what you are. All that is always expands, always, quote, grows. We just use this idea of growth in terms of the 3D experience, that we have to grow and learn and suffer and deserve things and work for things. This is all part of that 3D narrative, that 3D linear little me story. We're all that is, here to experience and expand as all that is. That's the true meaning of growth. Grow by recognizing and by seeing that all that isness from a different viewpoint, a different vantage point. Right? Creation's finished, but there are infinite viewpoints and vantage points and perspectives to experience that one creation that you are. So you create the story of your experience of this allness, all that is, all that you are. You can allow your past, remembered and subjective. You can allow your past, the remembered past, or that subjective tendencies, others, 3D circumstances, thoughts and feelings, or all of these appearances in 3D, tell your story and create and shape your experience of reality. You can do that. Or you can choose your story, here and now, past, present, and future, from the infiniteness that you are. Do you see the power here? So yeah, you can allow the past, those remembered images, those subjective tendencies, others, versions of others that you have, that you are perceiving and creating and encountering in your experience of reality, or in the 3D circumstances that you're projecting and reflecting. Oh, and the thoughts and feelings, those images that appear within you, all of that, all of those appearances, you can allow them to tell your story, to create and shape your experience of reality, or you can choose your relationship to all of it. All of those images, all of those appearances, all of that subjective past, one infinite aspect of you, right, that you have experienced. Remember, you have experienced all realities, and they're not past lives. All your lives, past, present, and future, all your probable pasts, all your probable presents, all your probable futures are all happening here and now, right now. It's all for you. So let's hit this like we never have before. The 3D physical experience is not about learning lessons. I know sometimes that makes us feel better, right? So we're trying to feel better and saying, well, the suffering is going to make me better. And because of that suffering, because of these lessons, I'm now this. And that is the linear explanation. That's the linear experience. That's how we look at it. But none of that is necessary. You can go there now. You can be there in awareness now. You are already all of those experiences. You've already learned those lessons. Right? You're absolutely growing in every moment. So it's not to remember. It's not about learning lessons. It's not about suffering. It's not about feeling that you need to have that to grow or to be who you are now. Who you are now is infinite. You can be anything. It's to remember who you really are. It's to know yourself experientially as all that is, as a powerful creator of your experience of reality. Right? Suffering is not good for the soul. Remember, I used this quote before. Unless it teaches you to stop suffering. Seth, through that channel through Jane Roberts in the 1970s. Suffering and struggle are stories of the little me, that 3D world me, trying to feel better about the conditions that they feel that are outside of them. That's the difference, right? It's about growing. The growth comes from knowing that you're not separate. You're not limited in any way. You're not separate from the 3D conditions. You're not limited in any way. There's no separation. There's no limitations. Now you can see reality from a different vantage point, knowing that it's not part of a classroom to learn or suffer or to try to earn your way through. It's part of you knowing yourself as source. That's powerful. So, reacting to perceived non-fulfillment is exhausting. This is the whole discussion that came up with this person, with this creator. It creates an experience of struggle and suffering and exhaustion. Because you're an inexhaustible source of reality. So source doesn't get exhausted, but you can create that experience by reacting. So instead of reacting, act on the assumption that you're already that person you desire to be and have what you want. That's true inspired action. Act on it. All actions are inspired and enchanted when they come from the assumption of fulfillment no matter what. Hear this. All of them, no matter what you do or don't do. They're all enchanted. It's all inspired when it comes from the assumption of fulfillment no matter what. Act on the assumption that you're already that person that you desire to be, that you already have what you want. Surrender, remember, it's not about inaction. This idea, well, I'm just going to surrender or give up. Remember, when surrendering is giving upward to that greater source within you, right? That Christ within you, that I am awareness within you. Surrender is not about inaction, right? On the contrary, right? It's allowing the action to be taken through you as an individualized center of all action. Wow, of that one divine mind. Hear it again, right? Surrender is not about inaction. It's not about resignation. I'm just gonna surrender. I'm just gonna give up. It's giving upward. It's surrendering upward to that higher power to allow that to work through you, allowing the action to be taken through you as an individualized center of all action, of that one divine mind, of all divine action. That's powerful. So, life's not a struggle, but a surrender. Our prayers are answered by the powers we invoke, not by those we exert. Neville Goddard, powerful. It's not a struggle to surrender. Now we know what he means by surrender. To give upward. To allow that power, to invoke that higher power within you. Not to exert yourself, not to struggle, not to think that it's a classroom where you're going to learn lessons and where you're going to put another notch in your belt before you can have what you want and be who you want to be. It's by being, not by doing. Your powers are invoked by the awareness that I am awareness, that Christ within you, right? Focused assumption of already being that which you desire to be and have. It's that focused assumption, focused awareness. Remember, your soul is everything, everywhere, all at once. The soul's not here to suffer, right? It's not good for the soul. Suffering makes no sense. That's who you are. That blue stick figure is that physical focus you have that seems solid and immovable, but in fact it's not. It's always changing, right? This dotted blue here, and you're all of these identities. These are infinite. I ran out of colors, but think of it as infinite realities, infinite potentials, infinite probable realities, infinite probable or possible identities or versions of you. And they're simultaneous. They're here and now, past, present, and future. All your lives, all your past lives, all your present lives, all your future lives are all happening right now. You're totally multidimensional, whether you believe it or not. All right? Absolutely. So remember, you can stand in front of the mirror. We had this discussion yesterday, and I think this person was saying, talking about a lot that are complaining and blaming and all of that, right? Remember, you are here. So if you stand in front of the mirror, the reality mirror, the mirror of reality, right? The dual mirror, right? That reflects back what's going on within you, right? That projects that reality. You can sit in front. You're here to learn lessons. Suffering is necessary for growth. It's good for the soul. You can do that, and the mirror says, as you wish. Yes. And here are more lessons to learn, and here's more suffering to go through. And this will all help you grow. The mirror just agrees. Yeah, that will help you grow. It's not about suffering, struggling, efforting, earning, deserving, needing, and complaining about it all. That all keeps you in as that small, focused on that small me, right? That's separate and limited. All that is, you as a multidimensional soul, experientially yourself and knowing yourself experientially from new, never-ending, infinite viewpoints. That's what you're here for, as all that is. To experientially, or to experience yourself or know yourself experientially. Right? You're here experiencing yourself. Right? All that is, as all that is, as a multidimensional being, you're here experiencing yourself and knowing yourself experientially, is what I wanted to say. From never-ending infinite viewpoints, vantage points, and perspectives. That's what the true meaning of growth and expansion is. That's the true meaning of evolution. You're a fully evolved being, fully evolved all that isness, right? Calling forth, invoking that power within you to decide what part of that evolution do you want to experience now in a physical experience, a new perspective, a new viewpoint, a new vantage point. Give up the struggle against 3D and be fulfilled no matter what. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creatives, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, The Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. For joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, and our TikTok at Be Something Wonderful. And we're going to be announcing our next live stream in June. This coming June here, at the end of June. That's going to be announced very shortly. This is going to be a powerful live stream. It's going to be our 6th live stream of the year, our 15th live stream overall, all to be broadcast on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel. If you're a member, join us. If you're not a member, check out the link below. Creators, with great love, with great light, and infinite gratitude, this is Tom Kearin here, coming to you from the Dutch Caribbean here in Bonaire. Until next time, see you soon.